Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Gray, and we're just plain living here.
Good morning, John Gray. I'm Peggy Burton. It's good to see you.
You're living big style, aren't you, girl?
Living big style?
Big style.
What does that mean?
Well, that just means you're living good.
I'm living as good as I can.
Hey, take a big step.
I have a little trouble with my hair. It's kind of
you don't. Your hair is gorgeous.
It's kind of
Always.
standing straight up.
Always gorgeous. I wish I had your hair. My wife Fran has pretty hair like yours, all white, just silver white.
I'm just proud to have hair.
Just proud to have hair.
I am.
There's places I wish I still had hair.
Yeah.
It's not back there anymore. Oh me. You know, we had a great. I was on the Bloom stage with Kara Kemp up in Murfreesboro last Thursday night, and it was an incredible night. That place was downtown Murfreesboro at the Walnut House. Seats about.
That's a neat place to be.
Seats about 50, and it was packed. And there were a lot of great
artists,
writers, and entertainers. There was a young man playing guitar and singing that was like James Taylor, except he was a better guitar player than James Taylor. But his songs were just so poignant, and you could understand every word.
Great.
It was gorgeous. And
well, I'm sorry I couldn't be there. I was at a meeting.
And it was about time travel was the prompt for the thing. The subject matter was time travel, and we had everybody. there was a hippie farmer there that was a poet, and he read his story about how he blow up your TV, throw away the paper, move to the country, and build you a home. Plant a little garden, grow a lot of peaches, and try to find Jesus on your own. Was the name of a song, but
was that Mark?
No,
Mark
it wasn't
Lamb.
Mark,
Okay.
but this guy's was great. There was a woman there who was a singer, and she started, her time travel was with the first song that she sang on stage all the way through up to now. So she took us on a musical journey.
How neat.
The 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and then there was a young lady there whose grandmother passed away of Alzheimer's, and she was a graduate of, I think she got her degree at MTSU in circus performance.
I didn't know they had that.
And she that was a big hoop. Big metal hoop.
So she got up there and
supported from the ceiling up top, and they lowered it down, and she spent about 15 minutes on that hoop. And that little girl could do more with her body and she wasn't really little.
Yeah.
She was a very, very strong, athletic-looking young lady. So it was everything in the world. And over in the corner over here was a guy dressed up like Van Gogh.
Yeah. Was he painting?
And he had a hat, and he has been at every one of the Bloom stages, and he sits over in the corner and paints a painting during the whole performance.
How nice.
And it was about time travel, and at the end he had this gorgeous painting of clocks.
I love it. Yeah.
And not every clock face had all the numbers. The 1 and the 3 might have been over here, and the 2 and the 5 might have been over here. So it took all the clocks together to make one journey.
Kara Kemp, I helped raise.
Excuse me.
I helped raise Kara Kemp.
Oh, I know you did.
She's kind of like one of my children.
Yes, she is.
And she is
she's
so
a
talented.
dynamic young lady.
She's just full of ideas and
But it was
things to do.
so much fun.
Her first big splash on one of her first big splashes on stage was opening for, I believe it was Tim McGraw and his wife out in California, and whoever was supposed to do the opening got sick or something, and Kara was there doing food.
Yeah, she was their caterer.
She was catering food, and somebody came out and said, "Is there anybody here that can go out and welcome the crowd and open?" And Kara raised her hand, and out she went, and she was a big hit.
Oh, I'm sure she was.
I love Kara.
She's full of energy, full of life, and her husband Tony Woodall is just the perfect other side for her.
And her grandmother was my mentor. who taught me so many things, more than just, she taught me piano, but she also taught me many other things.
Sure.
Put me on the stage, a lot of stuff.
So, but there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on around town here. I know what Monday is Memorial Day,
I know. I'm
so there'll
trying to get my
be
pool
events
open.
with that.
Right.
And we had graduation this last week. That'll be on your TV and YouTube channel. It probably already is. So we'll run that forever.
I enjoyed reading all about the students, the
Right.
graduating students in the paper. It was fun to see them, some which you've seen about this tall, and
Oh, sure.
they grow so fast, and then they're waving goodbye.
And Greg,
Gressel?
huh?
Greg Gressel?
No.
No. English.
Greg English, excuse me, principal of the high school, made probably one of the best. And he said at the beginning, he said, this speech is going to be a little bit longer than usual, but when I'm through with it, I'm not saying anything else.
Oh, okay.
And he said, because it deserves the time. And he went through, he said the class of 2025 is one of the most exceptional classes. And he started listing all the accomplishments. Everything from state football championships, baseball championships,
runners,
volleyball championships, band people, scientist people.
That's wonderful. I
It
know.
was just amazing, this class, the things that they accomplished.
It's odd, sometimes classes run like that, where there be a lot of exceptional students
Right.
all year long.
And had two people
Or 4
that
years.
made a perfect score on the ACT test.
Wow,
Two,
that's amazing.
36s.
Yeah,
So
Good class.
it's a great town. It's a wonderful
everybody
town.
will remember the class of 25.
Yes, they will.
I think they will.
And all the speeches were good, and we got good video of everything, and it's kind of funny and it's not funny. Everything ran just perfectly, and the last student that came up the steps tripped on the top step and fell flat on his face right in front of Dr. Stevens, and she's holding his diploma. Face plant.
Oh, bless
He
his
jumped
heart.
right back up. He's ready to go. He was wanting to get out of there.
Yeah.
So it was a good deal. Good deal. So I'll tell you what. A couple of things I want to talk about right here, real quick, is the Alzheimer's Tennessee yard sale is on May the 31st, and that is in the building behind. It's on Marcraft Lane, and that's the street that goes between Big Springs Avenue. It's in between Dan Markham's building and then the buildings that face Big Springs Avenue.
Okay.
Behind Microcraft is where that street is. Well, if you go up to the gas station where the road construction is, and pull through that street behind Dan Markham's parking lot, it'll be the first building on the left, back there. Or you can pull straight across Markham's parking lot in the front, go right by the front door, go out the other side,
Do you have the address?
and you'll run into it.
Yeah.
Well, it's right there. You can see it, and we'll have signs up.
Well,
You'll know exactly
maybe
where
you
it is.
live in Sparta, and you don't know those
Go
buildings.
on the Lynchburg Highway.
Okay.
People that live in Sparta ain't gonna see this.
Well, they might.
Well, they might on YouTube, but that's the 31st, and the Markhams, Dan and Fran, are remarkable people.
Yes, they are.
They are very successful business-wise. They're very successful in their philanthropic endeavors.
And they give to a lot of
Give to a lot of things, and they've traveled extensively.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all of a sudden, when you get about our age, you got to think, what am I going to do with all this stuff?
Right, I know.
And
Exactly.
you have stuff from this house and stuff from this house, this from this trip, this from that trip. So the Markhams right now, May 17th through May 21st, is online auction,
Oh,
and they are auctioning off everything from china to artifacts to wonderful furniture board games. And, you know, I'd forgotten this. Dan and Fran created, I think, 3 or 4 board games.
Good.
And they've got all kinds of stuff. And that is going to be online. And then everything that doesn't sell online. And part of the proceeds is going to go to Alzheimer's Tennessee.
Good.
Everything that doesn't sell will be brought to our yard sale
And then
on the 31st.
you'll get those
And
funds.
you'll have an opportunity to buy what didn't sell on the auction.
That's wonderful.
So that's great. That's great. And that's a
real gift.
great, well, it's a great gift from them. So I've got a
have you
couple of
written?
things because we have Memorial Day coming up. I've read this before, but it's very appropriate. Shoes left behind. The question's been asked so many times, who's going to keep the flag high, up in the wind like our heroes did to follow as we watched it fly? As they pass along in the midst of the song, someone must finish the rhythm and rhyme. The lessons they taught, the battles they fought, have fitted you for the shoes left behind. Wearing the shoes left behind, being a torch in the night, how can you ever measure up and match the blazing light that their legacy left for you to see, knowing that you would find in the memories all that you need to wear the shoes left behind? At times they loom so large, sometimes the pressure squeezed tight, but the more you walk the road they trod, the more the fit feels right. As hard as it seems, follow your dreams. You're one of a kind. Embrace this morn because you were born to wear the shoes left behind. Wearing the shoes left behind, being a torch in the night, how can you ever measure up and match the blazing light that their legacy left for you to see, knowing that you would find in the memories all that you need to wear the shoes left behind? Yes, embrace this morn because you were born to wear the shoes left behind.
That's good.
And then here's another one that I like to read this time of year. It's called The Warrior. A young warrior stands in an ill wind. The battle rages on without him. A leader of men, both strong and tall and strong, now fights with the moment where dreams are gone. A chill determination still shines in his eyes, but the enemy no longer fears his battle cries. His heart and his will still scream out for more, but the legs that he stands on can't take him to war. His comrades in combat still march glory bound as he fights with the feeling that he let them down. But there's a strength in the fact that they still hold his dreams and they find inspiration each time he screams. A young warrior stands in an ill wind and dreams of the day when he fights again. The enemy will change. He must wait and see. But no matter the battle, a warrior he'll be. Yes, the enemy changes. That's life's way, you see. But no matter the battle, a warrior he'll be.
That's beautiful. I have a copy of that, and I really appreciate it.
And, we have a left to right group, poetry group that meets at the First Christian Church every Tuesday night. And
that's tonight.
That's tonight. We pull a prompt out of the box, and it'll say, write a poem about, one of mine was write a portrait poem, or write a poem using these words. And so it's to make sure we write new stuff.
Right.
Well, I pulled one out of the box and I lost it.
Oh, so what are you
So
going to
I
write
didn't know
about?
what I was going to do, and I was looking for a verb for something else.
Yeah.
Because I've always said the difference between an okay word and a perfect word is the difference between a tiger lily and a tiger.
Right.
The perfect word is untouchable, unbeatable.
Right.
And so I look for words a lot of times, synonyms for something. I look for words I haven't used. I try never to use the same word twice
That's awesome.
in something I write. So I was looking for a verb, and so I thought, well, I'm gonna write something about verbs.
So you just
So here it is.
you wrote a verb song. Okay.
This is what I'm going to deliver to them tonight. Politicians scheme. It's called verbs. Politicians scheme. Cheaters lie. Wannabes brag. Cowards fly. Onlookers ponder. Bullies shame. Quitters run. Losers blame. The brave stand up, shouldered with right, joined by our better angels in flight. Warriors fight, heroes die. When the battle's over, mothers cry.
That is fabulous. That is really nice. You're
So-
gonna, if there's a prize, you'll win it.
Oh, there's no prize. It's just fun.
I think
It's
that's
fun. It's fun to
Well, it's creative.
test yourself. You know,
Yeah, and it's creative.
just say, okay, let's do something new here.
That's really what
And I love new.
what art is about. I
I love
think.
change.
Yeah.
Change is a wonderful thing. Don't stand in the rut you're in. Crawl out. Throw your shoulders up. Keep your head high. Strut.
There you go.
There you go. So with that said, we have some great guests today, and don't go away. Watch our sponsors. Watch my tonsils. So you can know where to go buy local to get what you need. We'll be back after these messages.
I want to invite y'all to come by Clayton's, downtown Tullahoma. We try to serve the community, the area, and we try to help people with their feet and comfortable shoes. We still measure feet. We have a great new arch mat. We have insoles. Please come see us at Clayton's and let me help you find some comfortable shoes for those achy feet.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
STEM is everywhere. Like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead.
When we break down clothes, we tumble it with trisodium phosphate, rock salt, and dish detergent.
We stitched together images of our model and created a 3D set that can be walked through in a VR headset.
We're able to turn 12 walkers into 1,000 walker boards.
STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. What will you make with STEM? Get inspired at shecanstem.com.
Hi, I'm Terry Stroop with Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration, your #1 hometown HVAC company. We offer dependable and reliable service on all your HVAC equipment. We also offer high-efficiency trained cooling units. Call us for your cooling needs. Your comfort is what we do.
It's summer cough strips.
Gracie and Pedro might not get along so well.
They're standing on my tail.
But there's one thing they agree on. There's a right seat for everyone.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
Whether you're a dog,
Hold on, Pooch.
a cat, a fish, or a rat.
And I am a ferret.
Be sure to travel safe.
How can you be so sure?
I'm absolutely positive.
On your next adventure, make sure your children are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and I'm excited. I'm excited because I'm a creative individual, and I've been that way my whole life, much to other people's dismay, but I is one. And this lady who is here today has brought me some exciting news because I travel around to go to creative events, and I want to introduce to you Jennifer Howland, and she has opened up in that beautiful building on the corner
the Collins
in
Seed.
downtown Winchester. What do you call your process, or what you're doing there? The name of the business is?
Let's Make a Note Music, Art, and Enrichment Center, and we've actually been, this August will be 10 years that we've been open.
In that building?
Not in that building.
Okay.
We were across the street where the Abraham Gallery is now.
Okay.
So, and before that, we were above Jerry Hood's office.
Okay. So it shows how little I know. But I'm excited because I love that building. It's been several things in and out of that building, restaurants and this and that and the other. It's a gorgeous piece of property. And tell us what you do inside your business, and how you are helping to grow, educate, and teach about the artsy side of our society and our creative selves.
Okay. I started 10 years ago. My son was diagnosed with autism, and I just told the Lord I needed a job where I could be more accessible and be available to my son. And in a dream, he told me that if I'd used the talents that he had given me and used it for his glory, that I would always have clients or students. And so I started with 2 students here in Tullahoma. In fact, I was here in Tullahoma when all of this happened. And I listened to him, and I got into the Bible, and I decided I wanted my business to be accessible to everyone regardless of their religion. But for me personally, I wanted it to have a Christian outlook.
Right.
So, and he has been wonderful. I'm blessed. We've grown from just me doing piano lessons, to where we have about 17 of us now, and we're a co-op of teachers. We offer piano, vocal, we offer banjo, mandolin, guitar, bass guitar, ukulele. I just recently interviewed a former band instructor, and he has some wonderful ideas, so he's going to bring some. I'm praying that he's the right fit, and that he's the one that's going to help us grow and expand, not just with the lessons, but also with some of the technology, because he's got some wonderful ideas. We now offer sewing. We have 2 different sewing classes, one that's machine sewing, the other one's crocheting, and they will start back up in August. We also do a K through 12 art class, and the teacher that teaches it, she is from Tullahoma. Her mother is a wonderful friend of mine.
And what's her name?
The teacher is Erin Montoya, and her mother is Christian Montoya, and
Yes.
a lot of people know Christian.
yes,
She's a wonderful lady. I'm so incredibly blessed. God has put me with so many people that are wonderful.
Now,
So.
Is there any dancing goes on?
Yes. Last year we added dance. We started with ballet. We added lyrical, tap, and jazz. And then my husband loves ballroom dancing. He's always wanted to do lessons. And I started praying, and I got on Facebook and joined a Middle Tennessee ballroom page, and I asked if there's anybody in Middle Tennessee that would be willing to teach. And I found a lady, and she comes over. She lives on I think she's Manchester, but she's on the Murfreesboro side. So she drives over, and she does ballroom dancing on Saturdays at 7 p.m. We won't be meeting this Saturday because it's Memorial Weekend, and she's out of town and I'm out of town. But we will be meeting May 31st, and it's open for anybody that wants to come. It's only $15 a person, and it's a 2-hour class. We spend the first hour doing teaching, and then the second hour we do freestyle dancing so we can practice our skills. I love the way she teaches. She's hilarious. She makes it fun, exciting, but she also teaches in a way where even the most basic beginner, because even though I have great rhythm, I have 2 left feet. So I have to count my steps, which is the worst way to learn how to dance.
Now, when did you
And-
start that, the dance stuff?
We moved in the building in October. I want to say we started in November, about mid-November, because we did a Christmas dance, and we kicked off doing the ballroom when we did the Christmas dance. It was early
Well, my
in
son
December.
Jacob, you know Jacob Gray? And
Very
Cindy
familiar.
Gray?
That now Cindy Gray sounds very familiar.
Yeah, but I mean, they played music over there, her mother, and Cindy's a concert cello player and fiddle player.
Oh wow, does she teach?
Yeah, yeah.
Because occasionally I do have somebody asking that
Yeah, but
would
Jacob
teach
took
cello.
tap dancing lessons somewhere, and I thought he might have taken them there, but maybe they're involved in Manchester and some stuff over there and on stage.
Okay.
So maybe it's the same woman.
Mary Bradford, she's a young,
I don't know.
she's a young teacher.
Yeah.
She teaches at Franklin County High
Yeah.
School.
Yeah.
She's doing the tap and the jazz classes.
Okay, so how could this tie in maybe to the South Jackson Band? Is there a way it could tie? You know,
Oh, I'm
we had a
sure.
lady- we had a
I don't
lady who
know.
was
One of
doing
our
that.
teachers, Brian Fleck, he
Yeah.
plays bass for the South Jackson
Okay.
Band. And we've talked about it. And I haven't really formally done anything, but
See,
I haven't
we-
thought about that.
Yeah,
That'd
we
be
had
wonderful.
we had a lovely lady that did that.
Yeah,
And,
Philip Lawrence's.
Yes, and she
And
passed.
I know, and that was hard.
And
I
so
knew
how in
her.
the world could she? I mean, such a wonderfully in shape, beautiful woman.
Mm.
And she did such a great job whenever we'd have our ice cream social and dances in Bell Buckle, the
I remember her talking
New
about all
Year's Eve
that.
dancing and stuff like that, and she would give classes, and so that's kind of gone by the wayside a little bit.
Well, I can talk to my instructor.
Well, and Peggy, you know, because that's Peggy's band.
Okay, that's good to know, because I know Brian, and Brian is
Right.
always promoting. He's always talking about, and he even, when just recently when y'all did the Henry Mancini
Right.
songs, he had posted them on his Facebook page, and I love Henry Mancini.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and I have,
For sure.
I have one of the original, when I saw him in a workshop years ago, and I have the Pink Panther where he signed it. So
Good for you. Good for you. So, how does somebody need to get in touch with you for anything? Number one, to be a student. Number two, possibly to teach. Right? You're always looking
Yes.
for teachers.
Yes.
Everybody who wants to learn
a lot of our
something.
teachers are part-time. They either
Right.
work other jobs
Right.
or they're retired and they don't want to work more than 1 or 2 days.
Sure.
And it's perfect.
So, how do they find you?
You can find me on Facebook under Let's Make a Note Music Art Enrichment Center. I'm listed with the Chamber, Franklin County Chamber. I also have a web page, www.letsmakeanote.com.
Okay.
And I'm working on the other social media. I'm very challenged when it comes to
Well, we're gonna
technology.
try. We're gonna try to
so-
help you get some video where you can get it online and do things like that, and
Okay.
maybe run a few commercials here and help promote what you're doing.
Okay.
Because
Well, I appreciate that.
I believe in it. I believe in it. We need our young people need to understand the cultural side of our life in this country. It's
agree.
all not about war and who can achieve the most dollars and stuff like that. It's about the softer side of life, sharing creativity and love with your fellow man is how you make it to the end of this trip without going crazy.
Well, what I never understood and what I don't understand about public or federal, on the federal level, is why they cut the arts. Art encompasses history, reading, language. It has math. It has culture. When I teach folk songs, I'm teaching history and culture.
Sure.
And when you teach theory, you're teaching math.
Sure.
And I don't understand why they cut it when it's been proven that it raises a child's IQ. It teaches them language, how to communicate. There are a lot of children that can't communicate verbally, but by using music and art, they have another way of expressing themselves.
It's the same battle we always have, and I've written a book about it. The softer side of life versus science, creativity versus science.
But
Science creates bombs and guns and bullets that make everybody a bunch of money. You know, that battle is gone on forever and will continue to go on forever until the math side of creativity walks in one day and shows the science side that I can create something you can't. Then the battle will be over. You know, so all we got to do is just keep trying to keep the money coming to the creative side of life.
Oh, speaking of money.
Money, here we go.
I have been praying because the Lord gave me an idea. One of the things when I was in college was there was never enough money. Never enough money. When you're a college student, you're just always short on cash. And I had been praying and asking the Lord to show me a way for us to start a scholarship program.
Okay.
And when you're growing and you're constantly growing, you don't have time to raise money. And so I was looking for either the Lord to send somebody or an idea how we could do this without having to already extend into more hours making money. And one of my teachers for her recital, she sold just tickets $1, and it was mostly because when you have people coming, if you can control your crowd, then you don't have to worry about fire marshal or issues such as that. And I thought, well, we don't need the money, but that's a great idea. That way we know how, you know, if we have 50 seats, we sell 50 tickets, we know how many people the room can hold. And it solved the problem for the scholarship because we don't need the money. So I started a scholarship program this year, and what we're hoping to do this summer, we are going to have our first big teachers meeting, and we're going to sit down and set aside some rules, how we're going to set up the application, because fortunately this year we didn't have any seniors taking lessons. So, and I've set it up where it will just keep, as we sell tickets for whatever event we're doing, it'll just keep going in there for the scholarship.
Now, that's a scholarship to go forward in education for one of your students.
Right, and
what
one
about
of the
a scholarship for a student who can't afford to be there?
Well, we have some that have helped. I have taken a faith at times when I've had, in fact, just recently, I had a family, they had been paying for 2 years for piano lessons. She came to me and she says, I'm sorry, we're going to have to stop piano lessons. My husband was laid off. And right now with the economy, I'm literally putting it in God's hands. And God told me, he says, float them for a month. I promise you it will not affect your income. And I did. For 1 month, I gave him free lessons, and I told her, I said, don't worry about it. And he just recently went back to work and even tried to pay. I was like, no, I've already closed out my books for April. Don't worry about it. You know, God is good. You know, maybe you can help somebody down the line.
Right.
And
okay.
So, and I can't do it for everyone, but when God speaks, I know that he's going to take care of me.
Yeah,
and if I can share that goodness with others, and that's what I try to do.
Sure. Sound like you're doing a good job of it.
Well, and this month, I made less money for the month of April, but I had a bigger salary. And previous months, I haven't even taken a salary because I've been putting it back into the business because moving into a bigger building, we needed tables, we needed chairs, we needed more equipment. So, but what can I say? God is good.
Enjoy your vacation.
I am. I'm flying out west. I've never been out west.
How do they get in touch with you? We're about out of time.
Okay, the number is 931-691-7937. This is our first year where I'm taking time off, and we have a business phone. So I don't know who yet will be answering while I'm on vacation, but I am
They
going
can
through my
find you
teachers.
downtown Winchester. What's the street address?
North High Street. We're on
North
105 North High Street, Collins Seed Building. That's a
Straight
historic
through
building.
town from Tullahoma, go
Yes,
right by
you
the
can-
theater, and on the next corner down there, it's on the other side of the street.
Yes, right across from City
Gorgeous
Hall.
building.
Yes.
Gorgeous building.
And if
Thank you, dear. Go ahead.
If you come down the back way from this side of town of Tullahoma, you'll go right by my building.
Okay. Oh, the back highway.
The back way
coming in
highway.
across the lake that way. Okay.
So.
Thanks for being here, and don't be a stranger.
Oh, well, thank you. I didn't even know y'all were here, so I was so excited when Philip,
Philip Scoggins.
your friend Philip,
Yeah.
no, Philip Lorenz.
Oh, Loren. Yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
He's the one that got me in touch with Peggy. Peggy used to do some of our in-services at
Right.
St. Paul when I
Sure.
was a teacher there.
Sure.
I love Peggy. She's wonderful.
We all love Peggy. I stole you from her this morning because I like you. I hope to have you back soon, and we'll
Thank
work
you.
some stuff out for whatever you need.
Thank you.
Thank you. Pay attention to this and what goes on over there, because it's a beautiful building that's being repurposed for a beautiful thing. We'll be right back after these messages.
When asked why I go with Light Tube, well, the answer is pretty simple. In 1946, a company was formed to provide phone systems and nurse call systems at an affordable price. That company would continue to grow. In 2000, that communication team realized the dot-com bubble would provide power, flexibility, and efficiency to house voice-over internet phone services. So they built their own platform and installed their first voice-over IP system in 2001. While Host My Calls was getting started in 1946, a year later, in 1947, saw the beginning of the Tullahoma Utility Authority. They would start providing electric power to homes and businesses throughout the entire Tullahoma area. In 1977, as more services were needed, the current building was built to provide both power and water to meet the needs as Tullahoma's growth continued. And in 2008, Tullahoma would venture into the world of fiber optics and start providing the strongest internet service in the area at affordable prices. With the history of these two companies providing dependable service, selecting Light Tube for Host My voice, text, and video to run over was an easy choice. Call today, 931-581-4411, and start experiencing great communications.
Hi, my name is Ringo. Here at Barkview Senior Living, they're human friendly. That's why I love it here, and so does my senior human. When they want a bite, they get chef-prepared meals, and so do I. Movies in the theater, day trips, walks on the trail, and other senior humans to play with. The grass and the grounds are exquisite. It's everything my human needs to be healthy and active. Barkview. A Parkview Senior Living. For your dog's best friend, you.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie. How sketch is me? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes. Look at that. Yeah, you turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you got to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Let's go.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely, handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Welcome back. This is mental mental illness month, and I am so pleased to have with me Brenda and Pam. They're sisters, and they have a meeting with a group over in Manchester, and I always try to remember National Alliance of Mental Illness, and that's what they're representing today. And we're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about. I mean, we all have mental illness in our family.
It's mental health awareness. Mental Health Awareness Month. I think. Yeah, I think we all have a little bit.
At some point in time.
At some point in time.
At some point in time, we all have issues, but like depression or anxiety, I think we all have that at some point.
At some point.
But it's when it reaches a point that it causes that you can't do your normal routine.
Exactly.
You can't do your normal life. You can't carry on with your normal life.
And let's talk about your meeting, so people that want to come to the meeting.
We have a support group in Manchester that meets the first Thursday of every month. First Thursday at 6:30 at the First Presbyterian Church. It's right by Food Lion, 1101 Jackson.
And do you just go in the front door of the church, or
you go in the there's a sidewalk there.
Yeah.
We have a sign. We have a sign,
okay.
and what's said there stays there. It's the fact that you are there stays there. It's just a good place to go and vent. Having a loved one with a mental illness is tough. It can suck the life out of you. And it's just a safe place to go. It's a safe place.
And
Friends and family don't often understand what's going on.
Right.
And it's just nice to talk with other people that know what you're going through.
So I know that you all have been doing this for how long? Several
14 years.
14 years.
14 years, yes.
And I know you've seen ups and downs along the way, which we all do, especially if there's a person in your family that is supposedly not quite right. And but that doesn't mean a thing, because they're individuals that learn a lot of things to do that can make them feel better and make family feel better. But what are some of the major things that you should work on if you have a mental health?
If you have a mental health condition, routine, set a routine. A lot of people with mental health conditions don't like change. Sleep, get enough sleep. Diet, what you put in your body makes a huge difference. If you eat a lot of junk food.
And that goes for everybody.
All of us,
It
yes,
goes for everybody.
yes.
And I think
exercise.
One thing that I found with one of my people was that being organized is a real big problem.
Yes.
The clothes can be stacked way up and need washing, but they might start to do it, but then they'll just leave it.
It's overwhelming.
And forget that they had that to do.
Let me tell you something that worked for me with my daughter. I have a daughter who has bipolar disorder, and she, for a long time, had dishes piled in her sink. I mean, just piled, and they smelled and drove me nuts. And I would yell at her and, say, come on, let's get this done. Well, I learned a communication technique called I statements when I got involved with NAMI. And what an I statement does is it states what you want without pointing a finger at them and making them feel bad. So I walked in, because I used to say, why don't you wash these dirty dishes? Yeah. And it didn't get me anywhere.
Didn't get you anywhere.
So I thought, well, I'm going to try this. So I walked in her apartment one day and I said, honey, I don't like when the sink is full of dishes. I didn't point a finger.
Yeah.
I didn't, and she just didn't raise my voice. I just said it calmly, and she looked at me. And I said, is there a reason you don't do your dishes? She said, Mom, when I'm depressed, I physically can't do my dishes. And when I'm feeling better, I'm overwhelmed by them. I don't even know where to start. So I said, how about today you wash forks? So I helped her dig through the muck and clean the sink out, and she washed her forks. And the next day I went in and I said, let's wash spoons today. And we did that every day.
Slowly but surely.
We did that every day till she got her dishes done.
And you made a routine.
Yes.
That
yes.
You helped.
She got accomplished. She felt accomplished, and I got, and she didn't feel bad, and I got what I wanted.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's something that I learned through
And it sounds
NAMI.
so simple.
It
sounds so simple.
It does not come naturally. It takes practice. But you say, I don't like when, and you don't say you. I don't
Exactly.
like when
You
there
smoke in
is.
the house.
You don't say you.
Oh, when they're smoking
I
in
don't
the
like
house,
when
yeah,
they're smoking
sorry.
in the house. I don't like when there's smoking in the house. I don't like, you know.
And that's helpful.
It's very helpful.
That's helpful.
Yeah, and you can use that for anybody. I mean, not just someone with a mental health condition, but you could use that for anybody.
Nobody wants to be put down. Or,
No.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Most people with mental health issues have bad self-esteem anyway.
Right.
And when you're yelling at them, you're not helping anything. And it took me a long time to realize.
There are lots of different mental health names,
Yes.
such as bipolar. And what are some of the names that we get? Are we including
Schizophrenia.
autism and schizophrenia and all those different
There's
things?
something called schizoaffective disorder, which is schizophrenia with depression.
Oh, wow.
There's OCD, there's PTSD.
And so if you have a person in your family that you love and care for and want to help, coming to these meetings will help you a lot.
Yes.
Because you get to express your exasperation in front of people that understand.
Yes.
And I think that's the greatest thing that can
Yes.
happen to a person that puts up with stuff all day long and they think, I can't stand this anymore.
Yes.
But when you finally realize that it's the disease, not the person.
And when in NAMI we say, love the person, hate
Not
the disease.
hate the disease.
Hate the disease, because they're not choosing to behave that way.
Yeah.
They're not choosing to behave that way in most instances.
It's usually some.
Yeah, the brain is broken. The mechanisms in the brain that fire neurotransmitters is malfunctioning.
It's malfunctioning,
So, yeah.
and you have to realize that. And a lot of times, I think, you don't recognize anything is wrong. Sometimes till maybe they're a teenager. Or
Right. It usually manifests itself in late teens, early 20s. But for many years, I thought my daughter was doing stuff just to honk me off.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't realize that
she was sick.
She was sick. You know, I didn't know anything about mental illness. I knew nothing about it. And the best thing I did for her was to learn about her
Exactly.
learn about it. And I do want to tell you that one way you could do that is on the third Thursday of every month, Pam and I do something via Zoom called Family and Friends. It's 90 minutes. It's from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. And it's a 90-minute synopsis of the 8-week class that we teach family members.
That's awesome.
And you learn that the I statements.
And where do they go to?
They go to NAMITN.org to sign up. You have to sign up so they can send you the link. We have it tonight, actually, at 6:30.
And so they sign in, and then you link them in, or
The NAMI Tennessee sends them.
it's like a Zoom call.
Yes,
Yeah.
sends them
It's
the
a
Zoom
Zoom
link.
call.
NAMI Tennessee sends them the Zoom link, and
That's
it's
wonderful.
And they are muted the whole time because it's such a fast-paced thing, and so they're muted. But there's a place to ask questions. So
I
if they
see.
have questions
in the chat,
then
So
in
they
the chat,
get
then
to-
I answer those questions.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
So
And at the end, when we're done, they can unmute and ask any questions
anything they
that
want.
they
Yeah.
want. But it's fast and furious, and it's a great it's a great thing for someone in crisis who's just looking for help. It's wonderful for someone
I
in
think
crisis.
you get so you can't breathe. You
You
just
do.
got to have some help.
Yes,
You're
yes.
just overwhelmed.
a doctor of medicine can't always help you in that way.
Right.
Right.
And, you know, a lot of people think, well, I'll go to the doctor and he'll fix it for me. But no, I think the talking and the understanding is the greatest tool that you have.
Yes.
And to understand you're not alone.
Exactly.
You know, you're not alone. There are other people out there functioning, doing their jobs, you know, getting on with their life that may have a mental illness that you don't even know about.
Right. My mother, for instance, had Alzheimer's, and at first I would just get aggravated, you know. Well, why would you do something so stupid? But I started reading and understanding and loving her through it, and it was the greatest lesson I learned.
Probably with NAMI, the best thing is we offer hope, because when you have a loved one with a mental health condition, you feel hopeless and helpless.
Of course.
And we give you hope because there are a lot of people who have mental health conditions that function in society and
Every
carry
day.
on perfectly normal lives.
I
you
think
know.
the prison system is working on that now, you know.
They
many
should
people-
be.
So they should
and
be,
they
yes.
should be, because Manchester
Because that's where they
has-
always put them, in
Yeah.
prison.
They don't belong there.
Right. Anyway, they've given us a little more time.
How about
so we
that?
can have some-
Awesome.
That was nice.
I know Manchester has started, I think, a special thing for prisoners to work on mental health. There's something going on over there.
That's wonderful.
And I thought it
That's
was great,
wonderful.
and I think it should be going on everywhere.
It should be, yes.
Because sometimes we think that person is brutal or whatever, and really they're not. They're just caught up in their illness.
Well, and so many times people with mental health conditions, especially someone with schizophrenia, they're hearing voices and they're doing
yeah.
things. They're doing things to try to make the voices go away, and they, you know, they'll bust a window or, you know, because there's snakes. And the thing is, Peggy, is that's real to them. When someone has schizophrenia and they're hearing voices or they're seeing things, that's real to them.
And that leads me to the topic of suicide, because a lot of people reach a point where nobody understands, and they just
They don't want to die. They just want the pain to go away, and they're trying, and they can't think of any other way to make the pain go away. So
And they're not thinking about who's left behind.
Right.
You know, because
Well,
it's
let's
about
again tell when the meeting is.
Support group is the first Thursday of every month, 6:30 at First Presbyterian Church in Manchester, 1101 Jackson, right by Food Lion.
And it costs you nothing?
Nothing NAMI offers is, there's never a charge for anything. Any program that NAMI offers is always free.
And
If you take a class, it's free.
Yeah, and are there other places they can go besides this meeting? Like
They have Zoom support groups online through NAMITN.org. So.
Well, ladies, I got to tell you, I love you, and I love what you do.
Thank you. Thank you for letting us share. We
I
love
just
you.
hope you'll come back.
We would
be glad to.
We'll be back with, I don't know what, something.
This place, where you grew up, where your memories were made, and where your dreams were born, where your neighbors stop to say hello, and where you're always welcome to stay a while, where your Fridays are spent under the lights, and where Saturdays are made for the water, where you can feel good about a hard day's work and take pride in a job well done, where small business makes a big impact, and home is always a sight for sore eyes. And where the best things in life, well, the best things in life are the little things. Tullahoma Utilities Authority. Power in community.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
Hi, I'm Terry Stroop with Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration, your #1 hometown HVAC company. We offer dependable and reliable service on all your HVAC equipment. We also offer high-efficiency trained cooling units. Call us for your cooling needs. Your comfort is what we do.
It's summer, call Stroop.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
Welcome back. Today it's kind of all about country right now because I have Amy Beckstead with me, and she's going to be the director of Peggy Burton's South Jackson Goes Country this year.
Yes, ma'am. I'm very honored that I get to do that for you.
Have you do it. And Samantha, we all praying for her and her precious baby boy. But then she'll be back. But anyway, wherever you are, if you're interested in being in the show, we're going to talk a little bit about auditions.
Correct. Auditions are going to be June the 8th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. and June 9th from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Performing Arts Center around on the side where the office is in the annex. We call it the annex.
And if the parking lot's not finished,
yes,
you can walk close to the wall, am I right?
Yes, or park in the the main parking area, come through the building, and we'll have some folks to direct you how to walk through the building to get there. Auditions is we've scheduled about 4 to 5 minutes per person, I guess. Each person gets to sing can bring 2 songs. We prefer one fast, one slow. And you can go online.
And how long do you want them to sing?
1 minute.
1 minute
of a slow song, 1 minute of a fast song.
And if you happen to be an acrobat, 1 minute
of a performance. Yes,
right.
You could do.
Maybe
you could do a little comedy. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, because we're looking for talents of all kinds.
Comedy is a great place to go because we do commercials and
absolutely.
We like to make them funny because people need to laugh.
We had that little girl that now has been coming back, and she came and auditioned as a ventriloquist, and
now
she's just precious.
She's fabulous,
and her talent has grown, and we've used her in the skits and everything.
For people that don't know, we do audition people of all ages.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter what age you are. If you love to sing or play a guitar, I love it when they come and play a guitar and sing or play the piano, whatever.
Or songwriters.
Songwriters are really important.
Yep.
And there's just all kinds of, we love duets and quartets and
exactly.
trios.
Dancers, we always have dancing in the show for the opening, closing, and skits sometimes. Yeah, so dancers always welcome.
And there's really not an age limit because we have a warm-up show that the reason I started the warm-up show is because I think it's such a good idea for children to have a training place.
Exactly.
And they get to sing with a karaoke
CD
rather than
a live band is very different, than singing with a track. And my kids started in the warm-up show,
and they were just thrilled, as they continue to grow their talent and to get to go to the main show. It gives them something to work towards, look forward towards, keep working on their skills of, being a vocalist or a instrumentalist.
The show itself is August 8, 9, and 10.
Correct.
And on the 8th and 9th, it's a 7 p.m. No, is it changed to 6:30?
I believe it's the warm-up
that's
show
the warm-up
starts
show
at
at
6:30, and then the main show starts at 7.
And it runs for a couple hours or 2 hours and a half. But
yes,
we're trying to tighten it up a little bit.
I've got some ideas on how we can just streamline everything. It'll be all the things that you love about country show that you've come to see, over the years, and just helping to tighten and streamline it a little bit.
And we love old music and new music and
sometimes we have a little Southern rock in there and, just a little bit of everything. And if you can't make it to the auditions for those days, I know we're coming into summer, people traveling, school's getting out, you can email a digital audition to the South Jackson Goes Country at gmail.com. In fact, I got 2 yesterday, and I got 2 yesterday. And so if you can't make it to the auditions, just send a video, introduce yourself. Whether you're going to be, what your act is, singing, comedy, whatever, if you'd like to participate as a cast member. Because we do have a cast for the show, and those cast members are the ones that we put into the commercials, little skits. And so if you'd love to do that, you can send a digital video recording of yourself and send it to that email.
It helps us too. Yeah. I think there might be people interested in knowing how much rehearsal time is involved.
That is a great question.
Yeah.
Yes, starting and rehearsals for it, especially if you're going to be a cast member, because that requires the opening and the closing and the commercials. Begin after July the 4th and will run about 3 days a week up till showtime. So,
however, some people that are not going to be a cast member,
if they're not going to be a cast member,
you don't have that much rehearsal.
There will be 3 rehearsals with a band. One with the band, it's on a Saturday. We come in, just make sure that we have the key correct for your, and all the charting is correct. And then there will be 2 more rehearsals with the band as we run the whole show for as we get closer to opening.
Last week in July and into the show.
And going into the first week of August.
Pretty much the most critical time, and it's important that you have your music memorized. And I think we're going to cut the songs a little bit, if possible.
3 minutes. We're hoping to keep all the songs at that about 3 minute, kind of like what you hear on the radio, a 3-minute song. Yeah.
Because sometimes when you do a 5-minute song, then somebody else doesn't
get to sing one.
So,
Yep. Helps to keep it again like that. Just streamline it.
We have a lot of talent in this region.
Oh my goodness, so much.
This is open to Manchester,
yes,
Franklin
everywhere.
County, any county within. That knows about it.
We have some folks now come from Murfreesboro every year because they just feel a part of the country family now. And and some people fly in from out of state. Just to come back and sing, because they grew up here doing it, and so it's just something they love.
I think the beauty of it is the family-oriented part of it, is that it just draws them back every year.
I was just thinking about that. One of the biggest things that I love about the show is the family connection, whether it's your family by relations and blood or not. I know the country show for my family has been one of the best ways that we connect together with each other, especially with my dad and some of my other siblings. And there's been some years where they haven't been able to come and sing, and some years they do get to come and sing. And so it is a wonderful way to connect with my, with my dad and my other siblings, and
to put on the stage and just be away from the rest of life.
Yeah, it's fun
for a short time. Anyway, we hope that you'll pass the word, and a lot of people will come and audition. There's probably other things we ought to talk about. Amy doesn't just do something like this. She does plays for what's your group called?
The TEACH.
Yeah.
Theater.
And that stands for?
Theater Enrichment Arts Curriculum for Homeschoolers that we have. It's part of our education outreach.
At South
falls under
Jackson
that
Performing Arts Center,
Mm-hmm.
in Tullahoma, Tennessee, in case you're from another city.
Yes. The auditions for this fall production, we are doing 101 Dalmatians. And
it's going to be fun.
It will be fun. Tons and tons of little kids as little puppies running everywhere.
I love it.
Yes. And but I believe
when does that come off? Or it doesn't matter.
I'm not quite sure. I think it might be November is the dates, the actual performance dates. Auditions are going to be July 31st. So be looking on the website, the South Jackson Performing Arts Center website, for the auditions. But I'm pretty sure it is.
And we have a theater camp coming up.
Correct. Yes.
And I don't think I can give the dates for that, but if you're interested in your children being a theater camp this summer, just call South Jackson Civic Center 931-455-5321 or go online at southjackson.org.
Yes.
Auditions.
And I believe that is the second week in June. It's coming up.
It's right off.
It's coming up here soon. I'll be there one day as well, doing a couple of workshops they wanted me to come in and do on how to audition. And so if you're looking to get into performing arts, that might be a good place to come. The kids have a ball.
I know they do.
And learn lots of things, make new friends, and it's just a place where everybody comes and can be themselves.
In fact, that first week of June, or first 2 weeks of June, there's lots of stuff going on our auditions for country, remember, 8th, 9th.
8th and 9th.
8th and 9th. And then on the 10th of June, we have the International Folk Festival coming to our stage, and that has Poland, Estonia, Puerto Rico, and the United States, that many dancers.
And if you have not come, I got to go last year for the first time, I believe. And my daughter-in-law is Hispanic, and we loved, because Mexico came last year.
I know, it was great.
And it was just phenomenal. And if you've ever visited or been to another country, they're amazing. Their culture, it is a wonderful opportunity to come and have that here locally, so you don't have to travel to another country to see it.
And the ticket price is very fair. It's $10 for adult, if I'm not mistaken, and $5 for children. So that your whole family can afford to come. And we had a pretty full house last year.
It was good last year. Yeah.
It was an excellent show. And let's see, there's the gala coming up the same week, but I don't.
I'm not sure the
date
of that either.
It's all tied in together. So you just go to our website. There it is on the screen, or call the number and get your tickets. And I think there's something going on this weekend, the lawn thing.
Oh, I hope the weather stays good.
I do too. We've had so much rain.
Yes,
I think it will.
Yes, and there's so many updates and new things. The building itself is is always getting refreshed. It seems now.
I know,
we always have
projects
going.
New.
And we're looking forward to the opening of the museum again, the Mitchell Museum. At the end of the hall when you come into the North Hall.
I'll be glad when that's
done.
Finished, and then we have our rooms back.
Some rehearsal space. It's been tight.
And I guess we need to wrap it up. They're probably going to run us off. So remember, auditions for country is 8th
and 9th, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. on the 8th, on the 9th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Or you can send a digital audition to southjacksongoescountry@gmail.com.
And if you want to sign up for a spot, are you still doing that?
We have the Sign Up Genius that makes it a little bit, again, more streamlined, so you don't have to sit there for a 3-hour block and just wait your turn. We have the Sign Up Genius, which has the link on the website. And that way you can come at a specific time, get in, do your audition, then you're back out to your day.
And if that's over your head and you can't remember all that, just show up at the door.
Show up.
And we'll get you somehow on stage.
Yep, love
Thank you,
love
Amy.
It. You bet. Love it.
I love it.
Yep,
I'm so glad you could come today. I know you have other things to do. We will be back with other things.
Looking Looking for that perfect horse to suit your wants and needs can be very exhausting and discouraging. But once you find that certain horse, it all changes to joy and excitement. That's why the best place to look for your dream horse is the Equine Performance Horses sales site. We have a lineup of some of the best horses being offered for sale in the equine industry. Whether you're looking for that perfect trail horse, an extreme cowboy mount, or a winning show horse, find the one you desire at Equine Performance Horse sales site. Put a smile on your face, laughter in your heart, and fun in your life by visiting equineperformancehorse.com and find your next mount. To discuss a specific horse, call 931-224-4191 or 931-581-4411.
The Bookshelf in Tullahoma is the fundraising arm of the Coffee County Literacy Council. Since 1988, the Literacy Council's goal and purpose has been to support and promote adult basic education in Coffee County. We enable individuals to complete their high school equivalency exam, which helps them get better jobs or continue into higher education. The Bookshelf at 114 Southwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma is where we sell used books, which are donated to us by the community. Come see us, bring your books to donate, and join us as you find every genre of books that you can imagine.
I had a knee replacement, so they've got me in life care, which I'm very, very thankful for. I couldn't garden, I couldn't do my flower beds, I can't chase my little dogs. I have been in several therapy sessions for knees and back, and that's the best therapist I believe I've ever been to. It's tremendous because I'm able to walk again, but if it wasn't for the care, I wouldn't be where I am.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
Parkview Senior Living, active, independent senior living at its finest.
Do you love sports? Then you should know about STEM. Because maximizing nutrition, analyzing peak muscle performance, calculating the perfect shot, and more are all made possible by science, technology, engineering, and math. In fact, there are more careers than ever in sports science. So if you have a passion for sports, then think about getting involved in STEM and improve everyone's game on and off the field. Get inspired at SheCanSTEM.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and it's time for Joeing with Jackie.
All
right, y'all.
Hi, Jackie. We're so glad you came.
Oh, I am so glad to be here.
Yeah, man. Gotta have a dose of some Jackie every now and then.
I know he's got some great poetry here.
Yeah, I hope it's great. But you know, this, of course, this is the school just ending and everything, and our kids some of this graduation the other night. I watched that. Yeah, and I went to a little graduation party before that, and up here at 122 at West, and we had a great little time with Monica Blake's daughter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Amaya, and it was a good little get together. And then they went on to graduation, and I watched the graduation, and it was very impressive. We've got a great bunch of kids that every year we have great kids, and I've got a little tribute here that I want to read here in just a little bit.
Don't wait too long, you run out of time.
Well, all right.
Let's hear it.
Well, okay. Well, all right. This one it says, "Let me help you see. Now, this is one I wrote several years ago for my nephew when he graduated, because you know when these kids get out and get into the world, they need some shoulders to stand on, and we had them. We've always had help through life.
Oh, yeah,
and it's
absolutely.
been a blessing, you know. So, but anyway, this is called "Let Me Help You See." I wrote this several years ago for his graduation, and it says, "Someone gave the gift to me. I now pass on to you. Shoulders to stand on, that you may have a clearer view of the troubled world around us. And while we fuss of what to do, it won't get any better without some help from you. We are all once young, then we grow old, all according to God's will. Right now you're in the bullpen, but soon you'll take the field. Competition is so very strong, the stakes extremely high, but with shoulders to stand on, you'll see further than I. So please make preparation. There's so much for you to do. Life's doors will soon swing open, and all eyes will look to you. Congratulations to the class of 2025.
That is beautiful.
And I wrote this back in 2001 for the class of 2001 when my nephew
it's a great
graduated.
piece.
Time flies. Oh God, time flies.
And their whole life is beginning to change.
It is. And this is their great opportunity, and we just need to be there for them. There's no doubt about it. And some you'll be surprised at what they've come up through the ranks and the things in life that they've had to deal with already. And but I hope, I'm just praying that it's prepared them for the life that's yet to come.
Exactly.
And but we can be a part. We can play a part in that role if they let us. You know, that's the thing. But it's such a blessing to. I watched graduation, and it was a real blessing to see all that, and just to remember when I did it. You know, it's been God knows how long ago, but I just felt blessed, and so anyway. But I want to say something about an event that's coming up this week at my church. Pastor Crutchfield, James Crutchfield. Most everybody in town knows him. He's been a minister here in town for God knows how long now, but he used to be the pastor of Mount Zion years ago, and anyway, he's going through some real health issues now, and this is a benefit for him.
Let's tell everybody where you are located.
Okay, I'm at Mount Zion Baptist Church on the corner of Washington and Warren. It's the oldest original church structure I've read in Tullahoma. The original church structure. We've got a new structure connected with it, but the old structure is standing intact from back in the 1800s. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's a blessing. And I've got a picture of my grandmother holding me in her. It wasn't in 1800, but yeah. my grandmother holding me in her arms out in front of the church when they took a church picture back in I bet that was 1940. Well, it was in the 40s, late 40s,
45?
I think. About 46 maybe, 45, 46, yeah, one of those. And my grandmother's holding me in her arms, so I dated myself right there, but
yeah.
that's fine. I'm proud of every moment of it.
I'm proud of every year I've got.
That's right, me too, every moment of it. So it's been a blessing, and you realize they're a lot shorter than they used to be, you know. So anyway,
he's going to speak.
But he's got there's a benefit for him. Actually, he speaks every Sunday morning. We've got him right now, since we do not have a pastor. I've been making a schedule for ministers for the last over a year now, just to have somebody there for every Sunday, and so to preach. And we've never missed a Sunday.
That's wonderful.
Still a great service, and we broadcast as well. But right now, Pastor Crutchfield, we've asked him to fill in until we get a pastor. Hopefully, we're voting on a pastor this coming week.
Good.
And we've had one vote already, but that one didn't work out. But this one we're voting on this Sunday. But in the meantime, we've asked him to come in and just be a resident minister until we get one.
Right.
You know, so he's going to do that. We've got ministers in our church.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Are y'all gonna put any smoke up in the air when you make your selection like they do over there at the Vatican? People in Tullahoma can go, oh, Mount Zion's got a new man.
Well, I need to call them over in Rome and see how to generate that white smoke. How they do it. I don't want to get out there and make a mess.
Right, burn the church
burn
down.
the church down or something. No. We've got. This is coming up, this event on Saturday. It's a benefit for him. He's going through some real health issues now. And I think a lot of us men, as we get older, we get some, and women as well.
And women, yeah.
And
we
all
ain't just
wind
men,
up.
it's all of us.
I know it, but his issues he's going through some bad stuff. And
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, and so anyway, he's such a blessing.
And I don't care how much money you might have stashed away, it's not enough.
It's not enough. Yeah, he's and he's trying to pursue the holistic route, and I'm very pleased with that because medicine can't get us everywhere. There's some form of medicine we've been dealing with all our lives. We've been taking medicine all our life through roots and herbs and spices and whatever else. These things have all been a blessing, I guess, and all, but they have a purpose in our lives, and many people have relied on things like this to get through. I've relied on vitamins and minerals all my life, pretty much. I've been a fan of vitamins and minerals, and as a result, I've enjoyed good health, and I think that's been a real blessing. And of course, I've been blessed, period. But you do the right things, you eat the right foods, and you drink enough water and exercise, and normally you'll be in pretty decent shape, So, but all of us just don't.
Does a good tub of hot water have anything to do with it?
Oh man, it does. I know it does. 'Cause I love a good hot bath. I tell you what, every night. I love one. Yeah, that's a blessing, and that makes a difference too. That really does. Ain't no doubt about it.
You put oils and herbs down in there?
No, I don't do all that, but.
Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah, you just put a little soap in there. That'll help more than anything, yeah. But, yeah. But anyway, this event is Saturday afternoon. This coming Saturday, May 24th at 3 o'clock at Mount Zion Baptist Church, around the corner of Washington and Warren. And it's a benefit for Pastor James A. Crutchfield. And he is such a blessing, been a blessing to the community and to.
Now, what's happening at the event?
What's happening? Well, the invitation is out for choirs to come and sing. If you have a choir soloist, and all that, they've asked folks to come in, get your names in and everything, and to be on program, to do a program. So. In fact, I wanted to be a part of that program with my choir, but we won't be able to do it this Sunday because our musician, Coleman March, won't be able to do it. But we did a program this past Sunday at Charter Chapel, AME Church here in town, over on Atlantic Street, this side of Atlantic, and we did his son, Coleman March Jr. is a pastor there. And we did a program there. They celebrated their 158th anniversary.
That's awesome.
Dr. Jesse Campbell gave the message about the church and the history of it and all that. And it was a great program. Great program. They had a speaker, and our choir, the Coleman March Ensemble, we sang and did about 5 numbers. And so it was a blessing this past Sunday. So, but this event is coming up this Saturday, May 24th, 3 o'clock. Mount Zion Baptist Church, and we're going to have some great singing there, great gospel singing. So, but this is the benefit for Pastor James A. Crutchfield Jr.
How many years have you been in that church?
Have I been in that church?
Since you were born, were you there?
Since I was born, and I joined that church when I was 7 years old. I got baptized 7 years old, and I remember.
That's awesome.
I remember that too.
I want you
Thank
to
the
know
Lord.
that your church had the best music coming out of it. And when I was a teenager, a friend of mine and I went and sat outside the windows to listen to the music.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And I don't know why we didn't go in. We just, for some reason, we didn't go in, but we loved the music.
That's been a while ago.
That's been a while ago. That's yesterday.
Yeah,
way a while ago.
I hear you well.
But there was beautiful music.
Well, you were welcome there.
I know that.
Anytime. We'd have been glad to have you. You could have come in.
I tell you what, we have a 10 o'clock service now.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes Fran and I will get out after we sing the anthem, get out and then go over to your church because you start at 11.
11, yeah.
And let me tell you
Glad to
what,
have
you
you.
go in there and you spend an hour in there and you come out, you ain't got the spirit, you dead.
Amen, brother. Amen, brother.
You ain't got no spirit.
Amen. Well,
That's a great compliment.
It
really is.
It's unbelievable what takes place in there,
think
and
so.
the absolute real
talent,
But
is,
the thing about it is the gut wrenching faith.
We love the Lord. He
And
brought us a long way.
the honesty of all of it.
Does Zenobia preach there?
Zenobia is the assistant pastor there.
She's such a bright light.
And time is starting to get away. This group here, this Elk River District Association over in Winchester, we have our headquarters over in Winchester, and we're celebrating this year 158th anniversary as well.
Wow.
And so it's a lot of celebration going to be going on here this year. And before we get too carried away here, I did that first poem, and I'd like to do another one.
Get it?
For our young people who are getting ready, a lot of them getting ready to leave home, or maybe have already gone. But
I like your title.
Yeah, it's called Now It's All Up to You. And it goes, there's such a big world that awaits you, so many places and people to see. But don't let bad choices or others' agendas influence you to be less than you can be. Don't ever forget the support group behind you that helped you to get to where you are now. And those who have encouraged and loved you are praying that you will make it somehow. There is an order of how life should happen, for all things to work at their very best. But know-it-alls who must do things their way often wind up with life in a mess. Temptation and evil will tempt you and try you every single day of your life. But faith in God and good common sense will lead you and guide you to do what is right. Don't give in to cheap sensations or pleasurable moments that soon will fade, or entertain things that can change your future where pleasure is gone before the light of day. Always know life is about choices, and you make the final decisions for you. Always think twice before making your decision, but when you do your best, it's when you do your best that dreams come true. It says God doesn't, and the little excerpt here says, God doesn't give a vision to you without giving you the ability to make it come true. Follow your dream. So if you've got a dream out there, class of 2025 or anyone else out there, that your dreams are awaiting you.
That's beautiful.
That's right.
I love that.
Yeah, they're waiting.
Don't let anybody steal your dream from you. You live in a
steal
country that if you work hard, put your nose down, you can accomplish anything.
Anything, that's right.
And we've accomplished another hour and a half of informational TV for you folks out there. We love you. We'll see you next time. Be safe.
Be safe. Be blessed.